Good morning, Appleby. I hope that was as bad for you as it was for me. Because the word of the day is uncomfortable. My name is Claire Dye, and today I'll be talking about the art of discomfort. You either get with it or get left behind. I'd like to preface this speech by warning all of you that there's a segment in here that requires your participation. So, as we move forward, please keep that in mind. Now, despite all of us attending this prestigious institution on our waterfront, no less, and being accustomed to our gorgeous views and our whopping tuition to boot, we know discomfort. Because when it comes down to it, literally everything gets uncomfortable. Trying to do anything at all is hard, no matter whether it's something you really want to do or something you really don't, like chemistry. There's always going to be the possibility of failure. And the discomfort in failure is self-explanatory. But there's also discomfort that comes with success. Because when you succeed, you have to wake up every single day at 4 in the morning and own so much Saratoga water. Making an attempt at anything is uncomfortable. Before I continue, I want to mention 2 years ago when I was giving my TED Talk. The single most vivid memory of that entire experience wasn't giving the talk, but when I finished my speech, walked all the way back to my seat, sat down, felt good about myself, and the guy in front of me turns around and says, "Cool speech, but what was it even about?" And that made me reflect, it did. So I hope today I will be more eloquent than I was 2 years ago. Now, I've kept the topic vague up until this point, but only because discomfort bleeds into literally every possible corner of our lives. Trying something new, it's difficult, it's hard, it's uncomfortable. Acting on the ideas you've held in your head for so long, it requires vulnerability because you're showing yourself to the world, and that's uncomfortable. Standing up for yourself, advocating for what you believe in, being new at Appleby, being perceived in general, asking for help, talking to people who are different from you, owning up to your mistakes, apologizing, amending them. Even applications, interviews, being near Mr. Moores, Mr. Grant, or Mr. Cambray when you're not in proper uniform. These things are all uncomfortable, but they're also all necessary for living life. And I'm not up here today giving this speech because I've mastered the art of discomfort. In truth, I think it's something I've shied away from my entire life, which is why everything I say in this speech is as much, if not more, of a message to me and to everyone listening. So standing here, feeling this discomfort, is how I know it really matters to me. But I'm sure many of you are already familiar with discomfort because it comes right along after dedication. You might feel it in your sport, in dragging yourself to practice, running drills over and over and over again, the pain the next day. Or it might be in your studies, forcing yourself to sit down and do work, staying up later and later and pulling out your hair over problems you just cannot solve but have to. It might even be in your art, in the innumerous bad sketches, paintings, films, stories, songs, dances, in the art block that kills your confidence, in the unbridgeable gap between what you're making right now and what you want to be making. In practice, all of these things are the exact same thing. It's doing something when it's the last thing you want to be doing, either because you love it or because you know it's good for you. It's repeating that thing infinitely many times over, coupled with the pain of comparison, the pain of only being able to see your mistakes. But it is the underlying discomfort of this that becomes immeasurably worth it when you make an amazing play, when you get into a good university, when you finally feel like your art is exactly what you want it to be. Now, if we revisit the past, and I mean the past, like grade 7, when I was choosing my sport, I chose field hockey. I did not know what field hockey was, but that was fine, because when we signed up, they told us that there was going to be instructional, and that it didn't matter that none of us knew how to play. So we show up on the turf, naive, a total of 0 of us having ever picked up a stick in our lives, and they tell us, we have a game in 2 weeks. That is evil. And it's exactly the kind of discomfort that encourages growth. Since then, I've played field hockey every year without fail, including at Ontario Summer Games in 2022, and I've played for varsity for the past 3 years. So I feel like now I can confidently say that I'm just okay at field hockey. But pushing through the discomfort of those first 4 years, I've gained a great love for the sport, a respect for the players of it, and I also got proper cardio for like 3 months every year. So maybe we can think about it this way. Discomfort is literally how your body communicates with you. It's a direct indicator of your health. If you're feeling discomfort or pain somewhere you shouldn't, like if your liver is cramping, you need to get that checked. But you also will feel discomfort and pain the day after a workout. And that discomfort, that is a source of pride, because it's a testament to your effort, and growth is uncomfortable. In the physical sense, it's your muscles literally ripping themselves apart and reconnecting. So our bodies serve us graciously, and we can appreciate the pain that comes with that. But the same should also apply to our mind. The mental strain of discipline and change is uncomfortable. The soreness of snapping your habits in half is literally rewiring your neural pathways and replacing them with sinews of your choosing. Discomfort should not be neglected or ignored. Instead, it should be understood and treated accordingly, either dealt with or embraced and celebrated as growing pains. That is the art of discomfort. And it goes hand in hand with courage. The world is in a very odd state right now, and we have too much information to be able to claim ignorance about the atrocities happening in Palestine, in Ukraine, around the world. We feel the impact of the economy doing whatever the economy is doing, and we watch as history repeats itself in front of our eyes. We actively witness the impending disaster of climate change. It snowed this month. And it is uncomfortable to hear about reality in a chapel speech, but the horrors are unending when you think about them. It is so much easier to not think about them. But nothing worth anything ever comes easily. And the fear these issues instill in us, they all boil down to whether or not we have the courage to do something about it. And courage is uncomfortable. In fact, courage is terrifying, but it is necessary. Acknowledging and allowing discomfort to be part of that process is the first step to obtaining it. Now, for my final point on discomfort, we're going to do the activity I mentioned earlier in the speech, which requires your participation. So you might hate it, but please find some goodwill in yourself to engage, if even a little bit. When I raise my arms, we're all going to sing a note. Any note, doesn't matter. And I'm gonna do this too, just away from the mic. And when my arms lower, we're gonna stop. So 2 seconds, really quick practice round, just to warm up our throats. Ready? Thank you. Now the real thing. Ready? Thank you for doing that. Give yourself and your neighbor a pat on the back, because I was very nervous. I was very nervous for that. This exercise was to show that had I singled out one person to sing a note, this would have been so much more uncomfortable for everybody in this room. But because we all did it together, you kind of get the point. The acknowledgement of discomfort is a powerful thing. Knowing that everyone around you is also trying, has also been and is dealing with some sort of discomfort of their own is very relieving, and it can be unifying. We're all in this together and whatnot. So do the things that scare you, because everyone is scared. Now to end, I'll reiterate. Everything is going to be crazy uncomfortable at some point, and you have to be okay with that, if not even invite it, because discomfort is the potential for more comfort. But obviously, don't let yourself drown in the discomfort of something you don't want, something that holds you back. That's the type you need to check. When we're older and more established and just want to live in peace, I'm sure my outlook on discomfort will have changed. But right now, we're not older and we're not established. And for the senior twos, we're just about to enter a world of discomfort and try to make our place for ourselves in it. We are all so young right now, and this is the time we can handle the most discomfort. So I urge us to not tamper it, not get rid of it, but to exercise it, get used to it, embrace it. Do not let discomfort postpone you. And also, senior twos, please send your grad write-ups to Argus. But with that, thank you all so much for listening, and please join me in singing hymn number 500.